Yo, what's going on out there? I'm back with another quick hit clip of Welcome to the Franchise here. Just want to put out a few little quick videos before the big game today. I know everybody's probably getting ready, doing their thing, watching a little bit of the analysis, watching some old clips or highlights from their team, getting their fam together, getting their beer, food, this, that, and the third, whatever, running around town trying to get shit together. So I'm just gonna put out a couple quick hit clips here about the big game. So with this one, I want to start off with the ringless players in this game that we probably want to see, most win a ring from both sides. So I want to get into that with those players right now. Of course, I'm going to start off first with DeAndre Hopkins, Nook, D-Hop. Definitely want to see this dude win a ring and win a championship here. That would be really dope to see. DeAndre Hopkins, Hall of Fame caliber player. I'm pretty sure he's going to get into the Hall of Fame, being able to produce at a high level that he's been able to, sustain throughout his career with multiple quarterbacks. Injury-out quarterbacks, way below average quarterbacks, average quarterbacks, just above average quarterbacks. And now finally playing with an elite quarterback, even though it's later on in his career, basically kind of on the way out, in the twilight of his career here. But definitely had some great memorable plays, a lot of big plays. The big play you think about when he played the Cowboys, spun his way all the way downfield, breaking all those tackles, having some amazing fucking catches and shit. The Hail Mary game winner at the buzzer with Kyler Murray. DeAndre Hopkins is a Hall of Famer. I think that's the definition of a Hall of Famer as well. You got to be able to do something you got to have multiple big moments. It's not just about you making 2 Pro Bowls or more or some shit like that. And it isn't always just about rings also. It's about how you possibly change the game. And I'll say he's in that class of receivers that I think you gotta account for that with certain receivers as changing the game, that you're still able to produce and go off crazy with multiple quarterbacks. You're still able to have multiple 1,000-yard seasons, multiple touchdowns, and also still break down a defense, even if you're the focal point of an offense. So DeAndre Hopkins, Hall of Famer, got motherfucking crazy. There's so many moments I could think of right now, but I'm not going to flood up the whole video with that. We all know what DeAndre Hopkins is capable of and what we've seen. And, when we run that highlight tape back before we go to the Hall of Fame, we'll be like, yeah, that motherfucker, he a Hall of Famer. So it'll be dope to see him get a ring. Second, following up with that one, another player out there who's Hall of Fame caliber. Of course, we all know this is the easy one. Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, to me, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm one of them people, and I watch college football and I watch the NFL, obviously, right? I'm one of them people that when I seen him play at Penn State, I said, this dude's gonna be a Hall of Famer. This dude is gonna be crazy in the NFL, barring any injury, anything like that. And even when he got drafted to the Giants, from the start, you were like, yeah, this motherfucker is special, right? Even when he got hurt a couple times there, I'm like, nah, he's still gonna be special, because I just seen what I seen with my eyes, and you could see it in his eyes and how he carries himself and his vibe. This dude wants it. He gets it. He wants to be competitive. He wants to be a winner. He wants to be a champion. He has the mindset and the heart of a champion. He plays like a champion, going through adversities, going through the bullshit he had to go through with the New York Giants, how they gave basically his bag to Daniel Jones, but it ended up being a blessing in disguise right there for him, because now you're in a way better situation that actually works best for you, where you can really, not that he had him before, but you can still show off in a better way and have a bigger chance of being a champion and showing off to the world what you can really do on a big stage. So it would be dope as hell for Saquon, especially the Hall of Fame year that he's having this season. Could have broke the record and everything like that. Great guy. I think it was a humble, step back right there. Like, I could get this shit if I wanted to, but let me humbly step back. Let Mike Dickinson keep his shit. He got his shit in like 14 games or something like that or whatever. I would have had to get mine in 17 or 18, whatever, fine. Humble step back, cool, but still had an amazing year. I honestly think that it was between him and Lamar as the league MVP overall, but of course they only get that shit to quarterbacks. But yeah, I want to see Saquon it would be dope to get his ring. If he's able to get a ring out of this game, I think a lot of us would be happy about that. We want to see that shit because it's not just about, him being on the Eagles or let's say if he was even on the Chiefs. It's just the fact that him being out of that bum-ass, dumbass situation with the Giants and shit and how they played him even on his way out. I think everybody's rooting for Saquon, no matter what team he would have been on. As long as he's in the Super Bowl, had a great season, and he has a chance to win a ring. We're all rooting for that shit, you know what I'm saying? And now, the next player I'll go to, a couple players I'll go to down the line here, Zach Bond. It would be pretty cool to see him win a championship. Also, kind of resurrecting his career from the Saints. The Saints drafted him out of Wisconsin, and they played him out of position, I'll say, from the scheme they were trying to use with him, trying to take him off the edge and be solely an edge rusher. But him coming out of Wisconsin, that wasn't really his game. He was an outside linebacker who could play he could play the run, the pass, and he could rush the quarterback. And I think if they would have plugged him in there, starting off there, instead of just trying to really bring him off the edge mostly, he probably would have, we probably would have knew a little bit more about him. I believe he was like a third-round pick or something like that, and he was coveted during that draft process as a prospect that, you needed to look out for. So it would be cool to see him win a ring, resurrecting his career, coming from the Saints. He won on the Saints. His contribution mostly came from special teams. When you seen that signing in the offseason, it kind of made you, scratch your head a little bit like, okay, probably special teams player and everything like that, but they may rotate him in, and let's see what he does if they use him the right way. Because I didn't think what the Eagles already had on their roster, I was like, they're not going to use him at edge rusher. So they'll probably rotate him in sometimes, but mostly special teams. And the year that he's fucking had, especially that first game against the Packers, and then as he carried on, I'm like, I keep hearing this motherfucker's name on the screen every single play. And then you look up at the end of the game, he's got like 15 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 forced fumble, maybe even an interception or some shit like that, or a deflection, a bunch of deflections. And he's been doing shit like that all year. So it's really cool to see players on a different team. They may have been, I won't say a bust, but a disappointment if they were taken in the first 3 rounds. And they were coveted during the draft process or good in college. And that first team, it just didn't work out. But then they get with their next team, resurrect their play a little bit, and then they end up in a big game like this. So it'd be cool to see him possibly win a ring as well. Another dude out there, right after him that I'll say on the Eagles is Mekhi Becton. I mean, shit, man, your first round pick to the fucking Jets, to the bum ass Jets, so fucked up, crazy ass organization. You start off your first year, a good rookie year and everything like that, pretty solid and everything, and people looking at you like, yeah, man, keep this kid healthy, keep coaching him up, get the right support around him, you could be good. You got a good left tackle there, or right tackle, wherever you want to put him. Then he gets hurt. I think later on that season they mismanaged it the wrong way. Then the next season hurts his shoulder. They mismanaged that the wrong way. I think they tried to put him back in the game or some shit like that, made the injury worse. Some shit happened or whatever. I think it was like a Thursday night or a Monday night game. They caught him fucking crying on the bench and shit because his shoulder was fucked up, and they tried to put him back in, and it was worse than they thought. And then after that, it just derailed with injuries and overweight and rumors and beef and all this shit, and the Jets doing all type of shit. Typical Jet shit, a fucking circus. So now you got a chance. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that after the Jets cut him and he signed with the Eagles, I didn't see him being no starter. I thought, all right, you come in if someone gets hurt, or a rotational swing tackle, something like that, and maybe it goes wrong there also, and then your career may be on the fringe. But no, they turned that shit around. They got real coaches, real development there, real support there, and everything like that for him. And then, you know what? They do a position change, which he said he didn't want to do with the Jets and shit like that, as he should have at that time. I mean, he didn't produce as much after all the injuries and shit like that, but you came in and was drafted by this franchise to be a left tackle. So, of course, you're going to say you want to be a left tackle, whatever. But now fast forward back to present day. They coach you up. They have you believing in the system because this is a championship mindset organization, right? They want to win chips. They want to develop talent to win, not just do whatever the fuck they want to do, right? And they put you at guard. And you're pretty decent. You're pretty solid at guard. And now look at you. You're part of the best offensive line in the league. And you guys are going to be on the way. Not on the way. You guys are in the Super Bowl. So that's a pretty cool story for me. Some of the things I've heard about that he's also had to deal with off the field, along with the injuries and everything like that, personal. It would be pretty cool to see if he is actually able to win a championship with the Eagles and resurrecting his career a little bit here, So that would be pretty dope. Another play after that, I know I'm going through mostly role players here, but yeah, those are the guys that actually make the difference in this big game also. They count, they matter too, and they make plays and make the difference in this game too. You've seen this throughout history. A lot of Super Bowl games I've seen, and the star defender or the star offensive player is not really that big of a factor. I mean, it still sucks to me being a big fan of that receiver, Julio Jones, in that Super Bowl, but we're not going to talk about that one. But the next guy I'll go is Samaje Perine, man. Great professional throughout the league. Played with the Broncos, played with the Bengals. I believe he played with Washington as well. I believe that's who he was drafted to. I may be wrong on that. But I just think a solid role player, good backup running back. He knows his role. He knows when he comes in, I got to block. I got to pass block, lay a big hit on a linebacker that's coming in on a blitz, protect my quarterback. I got to get the tough yards. If we need a tough 3 to 4 yard run for a first down, I'm going to get that. If we just need 4 yards in the first couple plays, I'm going to get that, and I'm going to come out of the backfield on a swing route, and I'm going to try and take it for a first down. I'm going to lower my shoulder. He got some acceleration, so he got a little bit of speed and quickness there, and went to the Super Bowl with the Bengals. Was productive last time he was with the Broncos and everything with the young running back room. So I'm sure he probably, had a little bit of his knowledge and his game rub off on them. But, back to when he's with the Broncos, he's been to the Super Bowl before. They came up short. He had a good game. He actually had a really good run throughout that whole playoffs with the Bengals getting into the Super Bowl. Had a nice little game. He was a bit of you heard his name a couple times in that Super Bowl. They didn't win. And now you're with the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? And you make that big play, to seal the game. I don't want to say big play, but a key play to seal the game. It's your only snap of the whole game against the Bills to get that first down on the swing route, which I feel like every team that I've seen him play for, that's like his signature play where you need a guy like that. The running back, the third running back or whatever, or that running back no one's thinking about. Big body, you probably think they're going to try and run, but they do a play action fake with him or something, or a misdirection, and he swings out for a flat route or a swing route, and he gets the first down, run after the catch, because he has good acceleration. So it would be pretty cool to see him win a ring. And then also Kareem Hunt also would be cool because, what is this? Is his third stint with the Chiefs here, and, the first time around, he was supposed to be a part of that championship team, but when you do stupid shit like that off the field, you disrespect women, you beat women, and do all this other dumb shit and everything like that, you don't deserve to be a champion. So, hey, that's just how it is. You got CLIPZ, and they won a championship that year. I believe that was that year. So he wasn't on the team, and he was a part of, all those guys that came up together with the Tyreek Hills and Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, all the other guys that they had there in that draft class and everything. So he would have been a part of the previous, couple championship runs if, he was squeaky clean off the field, you know what I mean? But that's a whole other thing. And then you fast forward through the years, he's out of the league, he's back, and he keeps going to the Browns. Gets cut, comes back to the Browns, goes to the Browns, whatever, and then gets cut again, no one's really picking him up. Comes back to the Chiefs a couple times. Gets cut, comes back to the Chiefs. You don't get a ring. I'm not sure if I remember all the way correctly, but if I do remember correctly, he was on the Chiefs team for a second when they lost against Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. Either way, he don't have a ring. So this time around now, because you won the Browns last year when the Chiefs won a ring, now you're back with the Chiefs, back with your squad, your original squad, and you have a chance to win your first ring. So, it'd be, pretty cool redemption story. It seems like he's on the straight and narrow and everything like that right now as far as off the field, whatever. Has produced this year for the Chiefs, has contributed throughout this whole season for the Chiefs, and has contributed and produced a bit in the playoffs for the Chiefs. So it'd be cool if he won his first ring in here. So that would be cool. After that, uh, Hollywood Brown. You know, it would be cool to see Hollywood Brown win a ring as well. As it seems like in his career, it was a nice start to it with the Ravens. Good receiver, miniature receiver, but had speed, could make some plays and everything. And I did see throughout his draft process and even after when he was with the Ravens for a couple seasons, it was the weight issue that was a concern. You know, he was too light. He was getting hurt a little bit sometimes. They wanted someone, you know, who's going to also consistently make the big plays. And then it just seemed like throughout the league, he kind of got rolled off because it was really, really surprising to me, really crazy to me how when that trade went down and they decided to ship him up out of there to the Cardinals, I'm like, damn, it's crazy. I mean, you going back to play with your boy again that you was in college with and y'all made big plays together in Kyler Murray. But it's like, shit. I was kind of shocked by that because it seemed like him and Lamar were really locked in and they were just going to have him and then continue to build more of this receiving core together. Can you imagine Zay Flowers, who it seems like it's the same version, a different version. It's the same. It's a similar, basically the same, but just a little bit different version of Hollywood Brown and getting Zay Flowers. But imagine Hollywood Brown as the vet, Zay Flowers and Bateman together, all growing together as, you know, a young receiving core. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the tight ends also. I just think about that a lot. Like, that shit would have been crazy. But shipped them off to Arizona. Basically, the league wrote them off. Got dinged up a couple times in Arizona. But you seen it in Arizona, too. When I did see him play, I thought it was, I don't know about y'all, but I know about me, my eyes. I thought it was a different person for a second because he put that weight on. And he showed that I'm just not a deep route guy at times. I'm going to run after the catch. I'll make the tough catches and everything. And then, you know, you get rolled off again, and I think either Cardinals traded him to the Chiefs or they cut him, and then he had a chance to sign with the Chiefs. You get hurt. First preseason game. They talking like you're going to be out for the season. Now you back for the playoffs or late in the season, and you making some plays. You producing a bit. You know what I mean? And now you have a chance to win a chip when you could tell in his heart, and he has that mindset that he wants to be a winner and he wants to compete as well. And you could tell that really he was one of them people, a part of that Ravens, you know, draft class and that they were building to try and be a champion. He's like, I want to win a chip. He wanted to win a chip with Baltimore, but now you got the chance here with Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? It would be cool to see you win a ring, even though you got big super Ravens fans like Kodak Black saying some valid shit like, yo, Hollywood Brown's supposed to be with us. He's supposed to be rocking with us and get this chip with us. But, you know what I'm saying, he didn't have no control over that. The organization and other organizations wanted to write him off, trade him away and everything like that. And now look where he's at now. He has a chance to win a championship with the Chiefs, with the best quarterback in the league, and Patrick Mahomes. So can't really hate on that if you got that chance. The other guys that it would be fun to see them win a championship, win a ring, is definitely A.J. Brown, man. A.J. Brown is a fucking dog. He's got the mindset of a true competitor and a real champion, and he goes crazy in I feel like the last couple seasons, like the last 3 or 4 seasons, he's been going crazy in every game. Last season, or the season they went to the Super Bowl, that highlight reel every single fucking game. And he is, I think, also a Hall of Fame caliber player. Still a little bit more to see from him and everything like that, but I think he has the makings of being possibly a Hall of Fame caliber receiver. Triple coverage catches, double coverage catches, long touchdowns, run after the catch, lower your shoulder, you know what I'm saying, running DBs over, running linebackers over, making people miss, and he's a dog. He got that fucking mindset. And if you look back, he's been like this since Ole Miss. You know what I mean? You look at them highlights when he's coming out of the draft. It's like, yo, this dude ain't really that fast like that, but he got a little footwork to beat niggas off the line, and he just fucking breaks tackles and runs after the catch. When he first came in the league, he was more of a run after the catch guy because he ended up going to the Titans. On the Titans, he came out going fucking crazy. And he was run after the catch, run niggas over, break tackles, because the Titans didn't really have an explosive quarterback like that. Then you get to the Eagles, and it's like, yo, I've been able to do this shit. Yeah, I ain't that fast, but I'm beating all these niggas off the line. Deep bombs, 50-yard touchdowns, double covers, 30, triple covers, 40-yard, 50-yard touchdowns. Yeah, I could do that too. So it would be dope to see him win a championship also. And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he was there within the first run when they went to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. So this will be a rematch for him too, and he had a chance to get a ring here. Didn't win it. Went to Detroit for 1 year. They had a really good run, playoff run and everything like that. They got close that year against the Niners. Didn't get to the Super Bowl, you know what I mean? Had a good season there. And he's just active. He's always a force and an energy on that field. He's just always active. And he another player drafted by the Saints. And I think he was part of that team too, where they were going to the playoffs and they were always competitive. I believe he was there being coached under Sean Payton. So he has that mindset also of being of a champion. He's like, he want to win, he want to compete, he want to show he the best of the best out there. And he talk big shit. I'm sure there's probably some people that don't want to see him win a ring with how people think he's a air quotes dirty player, and he talk too much shit and this and that. But you need them kind of guys on your squad sometimes to win it, to get you over the hump and win a championship. But it would be pretty cool because I think that he's had a pretty good career so far at his position. He can cover, he can tackle, and he's active. He flies all over the place. So and he's been a part of a lot of competitive teams and helping them turn their programs around and be more competitive or get over the hump and have that defense take them into really big games and take them into the postseason and stuff. So that would be fun. As far as Devontae and Jalen Hurts, I mean, they both got fucking championships in college and shit, playing with Bama and all that shit or whatever. I mean, it sounds obvious, right? I'm not a Bama fan, so whatever. So not as much for them, but I won't lie, I like Devontae Smith's game. I always have. It's just that he played for Bama or whatever. On the Eagles, he's been great. Jalen Hurts, I always thought was a decent quarterback, coming out of Bama and coming out of Oklahoma. But he got the chips there, even though he had to get subbed out by Tua and all that shit. But it still would be cool if if the Eagles win it. It still would be cool to see Jalen Hurts get a championship as well. I think that it would be well deserved. I wouldn't hate on that because even people like me didn't think he could do it, throw the ball or anything like that. But it'll be well deserved because I think he's a great professional, really good leader with his play, and he's just so stoic and everything like that. So I'm sure he's a really good leader in the locker room. So that'd be dope. And Devontae Smith also great leader, Heisman winner, great athlete, great receiver, and everything like that. So it'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's gonna wrap that up for me right now. Well, welcome to the Franchise's quick hit clip. Y'all out there, be easy, do what you gotta do to get yourself together for the big game, and have fun. It's gonna be a good one.